When you're talking about GOATs of the W, I need my name to be up there, at least top 3. Like, that's my goal, is like, I want something like, when you're thinking of women's basketball, when you're thinking of the W, I want my name to.
Forbes has dropped its 2025 list of the most powerful women in sports, and it's no surprise who's locked into the number 4 spot. Caitlin Clark isn't just featured, she's the highest-ranked active athlete on the list. After turning a season reportedly worth $8.1 million into something much bigger, she's reshaping what financial success can look like for women in sports. But here's where things take a sharp turn. AJ Wilson, placed at number 15, has reacted in a way that's raising eyebrows everywhere. What we're seeing now feels less like a one-off moment and more like a growing tension, one that seemed to spark around Clark's Nike deal and has been building ever since, now hitting a boiling point.
They're human. I'm not surprised that we're seeing envy, but envy, a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. With Caitlin Clark, it's not at all luck. But what we're seeing, but not generalizing, not by every WNBA player, but by...
The stats don't need spin. They speak for themselves. And judging by the reactions, AJ Wilson hasn't exactly been subtle about it either. But before we get into the full breakdown, let me throw this to you. What do you think is really behind the tension between AJ Wilson and Caitlin Clark? Drop your take in the comments. Now, let's shift to the financial side of things. A typical WNBA rookie earns somewhere around $60,000 in their first season, a number that puts into perspective just how different Clark's situation really is.
Caitlin Clark has been named Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. This is a big-time accomplishment for the young rookie already. Bro, Caitlin Clark has been breaking records, setting records.
Caitlin Clark didn't just have a strong rookie year. She pulled in a staggering $8.1 million. Yes, you heard that right. No exaggeration. Numbers like that didn't just turn heads. They forced longtime players to rethink what they believed was even possible financially in women's basketball. And here's the twist. Her actual WNBA paycheck was only a small piece of the puzzle. With the rookie minimum sitting around $64,000 and Clark's base salary not far above that, the real story wasn't happening on the court, it was everything happening off it. Because that's where things take a dramatic turn.
It takes, like, whatever it needs to get there, whether it's the rings, whether it's the accolades individually, like, I want to be up there in that category.
Now, you on your way, being a champion already, only 26. Y'all got firepower now, MVP, two-time.
While most rookies were busy stretching their paychecks, splitting rent, and watching every expense, Caitlin Clark was in a completely different world, sitting across from executives and locking in deals worth more than what some entire franchises are valued at. The tone was set early with her massive Nike agreement. 8 years, $28 million guaranteed. That single deal pushed her into a financial tier no WNBA player had ever reached before. To put it in perspective, many seasoned veterans in the league haven't come close to seeing endorsement numbers anywhere near that level. Clark didn't just enter the league. She secured long-term, generational wealth before her first pro game even began.
Is there anybody in the NBA under the age of 30 that's a bigger name, bigger jaw, bigger star than Caitlin Clark? That is a genuine, serious question. Anthony Edwards? No. Shea? No. Jason Tatum? No. Jaylen Brown? Nope. Luka? Nah. Victor Wembanyama?
But Nike was only the opening move. Next came Gatorade, and that's where things hit another level. This wasn't just another endorsement. It placed Caitlin Clark alongside icons like LeBron James and Serena Williams. That kind of brand alignment is reserved for athletes who don't just perform, they influence culture. Gatorade doesn't partner casually. They back names that can sell, shift trends, and dominate attention. Then Wilson's Sporting Goods stepped in and elevated things even further. This wasn't a standard deal. It made Clark the face of basketballs and equipment across major retailers, a level of visibility not seen since Michael Jordan redefined athlete branding. Now, every time a customer walks into a sporting goods store and sees her featured on basketball displays, it's not just marketing. It's money flowing straight into her growing empire.
Caitlin Clark, arguably, is the most popular basketball player, men or women's, in the world right now.
Look what she did for women's collegiate basketball. I mean,
On top of everything else, Speaking engagements opened up yet another income stream, and it's one that left many around the league stunned. Caitlin Clark began earning appearance fees for corporate events and conferences that, in some cases, topped what certain WNBA players make over an entire season. And companies weren't just paying for her knowledge of the game. They were buying into her star power, her ability to attract attention, fill rooms, and create real buzz around their brand. But the clearest proof of her value shows up in the numbers. Whenever Clark is on the court, viewership explodes. Games featuring her have seen audiences spike by as much as 400% compared to standard WNBA broadcasts.
$100,000. Shortly after Clark news started trending, a fan posted a screenshot of an article claiming that the reigning WNBA MVP charged $110,000 for her speaking engagement.
TV networks didn't just show interest. They started competing for the rights to air Indiana Fever games whenever Caitlin Clark was involved. At the same time, advertisers rushed in, eager to secure commercial slots during her appearances. Revenue streams that barely existed in women's basketball suddenly turned into serious profit drivers. And it wasn't just happening on screen. Attendance surged in every city hosting Fever games, with ticket demand hitting levels many arenas had never seen before. Merchandise flew off the shelves, and even nearby businesses started noticing heavier foot traffic on game days. Clark wasn't just performing, she was fueling economic momentum across entire cities. Her impact carried over to social media as well, where millions of followers engage with her content. That kind of reach translates directly into marketing power, something brands simply can't overlook. What really caught companies off guard is how she's pulling in entirely new audiences. People who previously had little to no interest in women's basketball are now paying attention.
You don't feel none of the pressure though? No bullshit. You on like some LeBron shit with what you accomplished at such an early age. You're on pace to really break a ton of records. No pressure?
The Forbes rankings made the gap impossible to ignore. Caitlin Clark topped the list as the highest-earning basketball player with $8.1 million, comfortably ahead of Sabrina Ionescu, who came in at $6.3 million. That gap says everything. It reflects just how much brands are willing to invest in Clark's rare mix of elite performance and massive market appeal. Corporate America didn't hesitate. They saw what fans had already figured out. Clark brings something different, something that can't be manufactured or copied. Her ceiling goes beyond traditional expectations because she's not just excelling within the sport, she's expanding it, pulling in new audiences while still earning the respect of longtime fans.
Is Asia Wilson on pace for the greatest WNBA season ever?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What would be better than this?
The money told a bigger story. It showed that female athletes can generate serious income when elite performance meets real personality and market appeal. Caitlin Clark didn't just set new earning records, she shifted the entire ceiling, redefining what women's basketball players can achieve in terms of branding and value. But not everyone welcomed that shift. Some established veterans appeared uneasy as the landscape changed, with reactions that hinted at frustration over a rapidly evolving spotlight. As for AJ Wilson, the tension didn't seem to come out of nowhere. It's felt like something that's been building over time, surfacing in subtle ways through interviews and social media, especially as Clark's rise accelerated.
Watching her play, she's incredible. She's got range that you have to pick her up basically as soon as she crosses the half court line, because she's dangerous from everywhere. Like you're watching shooting against her. Like Caitlin Clark's going to be in that conversation here for years. Not like that girl can flat out shoot. So
and she doesn't. And this is taking nothing away from the way women shoot a basketball.
Forbes ranking highlights just how dominant Caitlin Clark has become, placing her at number 4 overall and making her the highest-ranked athlete on the list. Her $8.1 million in earnings, combined with massive endorsement deals and cultural influence, sets her apart from peers like Sabrina Ionescu and other established stars. The evaluation also factors in revenue impact, social media reach, and marketability, areas where Clark leads significantly. Meanwhile, comparisons and reactions across the league have fueled ongoing debate about her rapid rise and the shifting balance of attention in women's basketball, especially as veteran players adjust to a new era where media spotlight and brand power play a major role alongside performance.